Hey guys, this is just gonna be another little rambly rant video. You know the routine at this point. Talking about patch notes, most notably the auction house changes that completely ruin the game for actual players rather than bots, because bots have infinite accounts and players don't. This change is like one of the more egregious changes, I think. The Reddit consensus is, of course, I never find 20 items in a day, so anyone complaining about it is a flipper or dumb or it doesn't affect me, so it doesn't affect anyone, that kind of shit. Let me just break it down the way I see it. A couple things are gonna happen, depending on how they implement this, because I'm recording this the day the patch notes come out. This will probably be uploaded on Thursday. Assuming nothing changes and it just releases as is, this is going to be really fucking annoying for players yet again, and do basically nothing to bots. The other auction house change they made is the change that makes it so you can't buy things very quickly. You have to wait 10 to 15 seconds in between each transaction. Again, doesn't really affect bots, it just makes it so they have to wait in between their spam requests of buying shit or listing shit. Again, they're not at their computer anyways, so it doesn't matter for them. It's just a lazy way to pull the number of requests, even though they could just do it that way to begin with. Just limit the number of API pages or requests you can send per client per like minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. It's so dumb. There's ways to go about this that doesn't involve directly affecting players, and they're not doing it. Anyways, this change is going to be bad because of a couple reasons. Most notably, you can only sell 20 items per roster per day. List 20 items, sorry. So you're gonna actually have to pay attention to the things you list if you are trying to sell shit. And what this means in a broader sense is a lot of shit isn't going to be listed anymore. Like, you just walk around, you know, maybe you're doing South Vern, you do Thunderwing, you kill a couple mobs, you get a fucking adventure tome item. Or like, you're just walking around the world collecting like a Makoko or something. You kill a mob, you get an adventure tome item. You throw it up on the auction house and get a couple gold for it. Well, that's not going to happen anymore for the vast majority of people, because why would they waste a slot on something that's 5 gold that might not even sell? It's just going to cause artificial gold inflation on the market specifically. Or not even inflation, but just artificial gold cost. Because things aren't going to be listed by real human beings at a certain gold point. And then obviously, trying to sell mass stacks of things like this item, for example, fish, because you can sell a total of 1,000 per transaction. So, a lot of fish means a lot of transaction numbers, means you're not going to be able to sell them worth shit. Luckily, I don't plan to sell mine. I plan to use it to make fusion mats. But I think that is worth talking about, because again, that applies to a lot of different items. It's not just fish. Fish is just the most wide known one. Again, I just think it's super lazy, and this change is going to, I think, piss off more people than it's going to help. I.e., it's going to help nobody and just make a lot of people mad. The change to the auction house time in between which you can purchase items, the forced timer in between transactions, that's just really annoying, but a lot of people can get around it just by, I don't know, just buying their mats when they're, like, doing fuck all. Like, I typically do it when I'm, like, making food or something. I'll, like, throw something on the stove. I'll come into my room, pop in a couple stacks of fish, and then head back out, do some more cooking, you know. I can't just sit down and buy a bunch of fish when I want to anymore. I have to do it when I'm not doing anything, because if I try to play the game and buy shit, like a bunch of fish to make fusion mats, what ends up happening is I sit there for about 30 minutes in my stronghold doing nothing except looking at a message telling me I can't buy shit because I have to wait. And I don't understand how that's an acceptable solution. And I don't understand why so many people are like, well, it doesn't affect me, so if it affects you, you're playing the game incorrectly. I don't understand why it's so difficult to expand what you think about outside of, like, your immediate problems. And if it doesn't affect you, then it doesn't affect anybody. Even if it didn't affect me, I would say it's still a fucking garbage change. Because, again, it doesn't do what it sets out to do. It's a lazy way to implement what they need to do, which is limit the number of requests each client can send. Instead of doing that in a reasonable way, they just did it in a lazy blanket way. I don't know. I've been ranting for long enough about this. I think it's a terrible change. I'm gonna be complaining on the forums. Not that it does anything. But maybe if enough people complain loud enough, we will get them to realize how stupid this is. We might just get another Rox response in which she says, we are not going to be changing this, deal with it, like they did with the other auction house change. In which case, I cannot wait to see what their next auction house changes to prevent bots. Maybe they're going to make it so... I don't fucking know. If you list an auction on a character less than, like, 1400 item level, the gold gets held for 3 months. I don't know. Some stupid shit like that. Yeah, I know it's a fucking ridiculous comparison, but look at what they're doing. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm done bitching. Thanks for listening if you did. Like it if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Comment down below telling me to shove it up my behind if you think I'm an idiot. See you guys in the next one. Adios. Bye.